Hi, I'm Abby, and welcome to my channel, 1 Minute Off. I am a little uneasy even making this video since it would be really easy for it to become super hypocritical, but at the same time I would like to give my 2 cents on the matter, though I will do my best to do so in a respectful manner. In this video I want to put aside, the well-known body cam footage, the prime suspect's fishy actions, and what actually happened in the case, and focus a little bit more on the reactions to it. I'm a fan of true crime, don't get me wrong. I love an hour-long deep dive into a cold case. However, the case of Gabby Petito is one of the first examples of a true crime being reacted to in a world which is mostly online already due to a pandemic, and it seems as if everyone has something to say. There are not a lot of other topics that are as rigorously measured and recorded from both actual, government-hired bodies and internet couch sleuths than true crime. True crime cases utilize both traditional and social media to get coverage. It almost, goes without saying too, but social media is often not a real-world representation of the population, especially Twitter. This is all to say that, the case of Gabby Petito's is not the first from the internet to have a cold case and have it go viral like this. But it is a prime example of the pros and cons with which this obsessive landscape of social media of 2021 can bring to this ongoing cold case. A paper by Alice McGovern in October of 2017 states that up until the 21st century, it was mostly thought that people formed their opinions of crime based on what they saw in traditional media. But with social media being where it is today as a quasi-platform for news, the way we consume crime cases like this one has altered the way we view crime and victimization altogether. Of course, there's the good side. Most obviously, social media has made it possible for more cases to gain more attention, as well as, unprecedented access to the general public. This is critical in times of crisis when information must be relayed in real time. The broadcasting on social media that we see helps get the word out about cases and can bring to light a lot of, previous cases that may have never initially gotten the attention they deserved. A lot of cold cases from decades ago have been solved with modern technology, as well as the ability to share information so quickly with the entire world online. It's also been really helpful in literally tracking down perpetrators, such as in the case of Jill Mager, who was assaulted and murdered in September of 2012. Mager's killer was caught through her various social media posts. However, there are also rampant issues with the use of social media in criminal investigations. It's a little bit off topic, but one could argue that there's been the significant rise in performance crimes, where people will commit a crime and then post it to their followers and then receive a sort of praise for it. To add to this, we're in a time where a lot of people's post-crime behavior is to openly brag about that and get, positive reinforcement for it, which, isn't great. But back to the topic at hand, internet sleuths, or as many used to refer to them, couch detectives, who are really eager to give their own opinion on the case, can actually end up, at best, being distracting for the investigation, and at its very worst, can be an impediment to the case itself. There are examples of this, as in the case with the 2013 bombing of the Boston Marathon in Massachusetts. This has a lot of bad implications that can get pretty far into ugly. The trial by social media thing is becoming a real concern for those working in criminal investigations because a lot of the noise on the internet related to a cold case but not directly involved in it can pose major threats to prosecution as well as the whole investigation, not to mention the right to a fair trial. These threats can include, posting photos or posts of the accused before an indictment, which later can be used in court in the accused's favor. This has happened before and it will probably continue to happen in the future. Moreover, other YouTubers much larger than I have pointed out very eloquently and rightly that there are people on TikTok and other platforms, mostly TikTok, who are not involved in the case at all, but who are treating this real-life ongoing crime as if it's the latest episode in their favorite true crime podcast. There are quote-unquote psychics on TikTok claiming that they feel they know where Brian may be, which, if you don't see as an issue, I'm not really sure what to say. There's something nefarious to me about using the name of a girl whose alleged murderer is still, at the time of recording this, at large, in their YouTube title, knowing it will get caught up by the algorithm and ultimately help grow their account, especially if they're not experts in criminal justice or have anything to do with the investigation at all. There's something that just doesn't really sit quite right with me about someone, sitting down to do their little get ready with me video or crack jokes or play a video game in front of a camera while talking about, this heartbreaking and really terrifying criminal case that I cannot stress enough is still ongoing. Enjoying listening to these true crime cases such as Gabby Petito's is not an inherently bad thing, and I don't think anyone's a bad person for being interested in subjects like these. But what we're seeing now is that same interest getting taken to an entirely different, way more personal level. The accessibility of information related to these true crime cases nowadays can easily turn interest into obsession, and obsession into the hashtag trending topic of the week, and ultimately and unfortunately create the ideal opportunity for a cash grab. So what does this mean for us right now here? We know that the American justice system is demonstrably corrupt, to say the very least. And we also know that people like Brian Laundrie have a lot of money and access to power. And due to the rise in popularity of social media and the limelight that these cases have basked in, because of it, we know that even confirmed murderers who are caught on video murdering other people sometimes tend to get off scot-free, especially if they're as well off as someone like Brian appears to be. Content about, true crime can be enjoyable and useful in some aspects, such as learning about the pros and cons of the justice system and maybe understanding influences and motives behind some of the darkest periods in human history. But all of this aside, what I'm trying to say in this video is that we as a general public can't keep acting like these stories are TV shows and the people in them are characters. If we want actual justice for the victims, which I would certainly hope anyone watching this would, we can't treat these cases as if they're fictional when they're very, very real. Because if we do, at best we'll end up talking in circles while this alleged murderer goes free, and at worst, we might confirm this murderer's actions, yet watch him walk free anyway. I'll also link the website for the newly organized Gabby Petito Foundation, which was started by her parents to aid in the search for missing children due to the overwhelming support they've received in the past few weeks. That's all I really wanted to say about this. If you do comment, please keep it respectful. I'm Abby. This is 1 Minute Off, and thanks for watching.